right, so welcome to February 2021 results meeting. How do we do? We're gonna start it off every meeting the same way, but how do you guys think we did? So? What about you, Laura? Oh, you're on mute.
So it could always be better.
Yeah, it could always be better. Yeah, that's the way to look at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, but honestly, what did we end up with? Oh, I didn't bring it.
234.
234. Yeah, I think that's your right. 234. Um, and yeah, it could be definitely better because let's just be honest with ourselves. Okay, that's one of our lowest months. In fact, it's our worst month in 7 months. So it was a low sales month. Um, and sometimes we go back to last year, right? Last year we did this, and then this year we did this, and usually there's like a big jump. Like January we did like 200,000, and then like this year January we did 300,000. So the big jump from going to 200 to 300,000. So last February we did 210,000. So went from 210,000 to 234,000. So that's not a big as jump as like January was. So yeah, sometimes we just had to be, real with ourselves and say that, hey, we didn't really have a great month, which happens, in any organization, sales or just like companies, agencies, individual salespeople. Like we all go through like, months that aren't great. Like sales is just not like a straight arrow where it just like never goes down. It just goes down and up sometimes. Sometimes it goes down too. So how we respond to bad months is really what's important. What are some things that you guys feel were some challenges maybe that made February not as great as a month as it could have been?
I think our lead volume was pretty low.
Lead volume was a little low. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We tried to, I actually been spending more, but I think the content is a little older, so we are really trying hard to have some new marketing material out. So we have two that's in the works right now. So I made two at the same time, but some of the only two ones that are running right now are a little bit older. So I think that is definitely the case there too. Anything else?
It was a short month.
Yeah, it was a short month. That's true. Okay, it was 28 days. So it's the shortest month of the year. So that's has something to do with it, because if this was February, we'll still be in February. This is March, which was 31 days. Tomorrow will be still be, February. So having 3 more days, business days, makes a huge difference. So that's kind of getting into the excuse territory, but it is true. We need the more days we're available to work, the better we could do. And then also just based on stats, okay, our attendance was the worst it's been in the last 7 months too. Didn't seem like it was too bad, but it wasn't like one person like, really lowering, but just in general, we were as a team at 86%. So that is exactly the same time when our attendance was really low, 7 months ago. That's when our numbers were the worst too. So it really correlates to our attendance numbers too. So our attendance numbers weren't great too. So I think those are some of the things that kind of like played into it. So, but yeah, everybody, has bad months. That happens. But like I said, how we respond to it is so important because what's one way? Okay, one way is when people say, well, it's okay, still comfortable. I didn't push myself. Everything is okay. And there's a lot of truth to it, I'm not sick, like my family's good, like, I'll just spend a little less money this month, like I won't shop or like, there's nothing really wrong, like I'm good, like, at least um, at least, I'm not starving, or at least I'm not like, the situation isn't that bad, or they'll say like, I'm better than average still, like, some of my other friends are even worse, they don't have jobs, like I'm still doing good. So some people will just say like, that's okay, and that's like a culture that's really dangerous because as it's a balance of like feeling gratitude of our situation and being not like upset all the time or frustrated, because that's not good either. But we definitely don't want to get in the situation where we feel like that's okay, because my job as your employer is to make sure you guys have the opportunity to have better, opportunities. So we don't want to get in this mindset where we just come back this month and be like, hey, it's still a good month, it's still a good month, okay, yeah, let's just keep it going and we'll be fine. The other flip side to that is someone who's like, okay, that's not okay. That's below my standards. You know, I know I could do better. I know our team could do better, and they have more of a sense of urgency where they have to turn it around. And that's really where the difference comes into play, because organizations, teams, salespeople, some of them will just be like that and they'll be totally okay with that. Or sometimes they'll go down and be like totally okay with that, you know. But as an agency, I want to have a culture where we say like, okay, no, we gotta realize what's going on here. We gotta turn it around, not have 2 bad months in a row. And I'm sure we could do that. Okay, because March is the longest month of the whole year. There's 31 days. That means there's 23 working days. There's no holidays. There's no month that has 23 working days in the whole year. This is the longest month of the year. Okay, so that's why I'm really excited. I'm gonna have a little bit of opportunity for us to make more money, a little bonus opportunity this month, because I'm that desperate to make sure this is gonna be a good month. Okay, so stay tuned to the end. All right. Not that you guys could leave anyways, but so I'm going to talk about how we're going to have an extra team bonus. Okay, at the end of this conversation, end of this meeting here. All right, and then yeah, let's move on to it. Okay, winners. All right, so we got the agent of the month goes to Laura for the 42nd month in a row. Let's congratulate Laura, who's in the meeting here today. Hey, Laura, can you come and grab this? No, like actually come in. All right, so I'll let you guys know how Laura did, but yeah, 42nd months in a row. That's incredible, right? I mean, talk about consistency. You gotta get in the screenshot there. Say hi to everybody. All right, congratulations. All right. Well, let's wait till her come back. So she did. So she knows already this, but 60,000. Okay. So we really needed that from Laura. I mean, one of the things I could share about her is that just like anybody else, but every month is different. You know, some months are more challenging than others. And I think adversity brings, you know, when you have family. And I think Laura, I really applaud her for being there for her family, Alex's family, really. And just when things aren't going right, or there's some issues or adversity, or things that emotionally draining or difficult in life, to still be able to come through at work is something that she has shown over and over again. And I feel that's something that we could really learn and respect, because there's some agents out there that are just has to have everything going okay in their life for them to perform well. And as soon as something goes wrong outside of work, they just kind of like they just their focus is really lost really easily, and they can't perform well at work. Laura, even whatever going is on outside of work, she's still able to come and perform and still put a big number. So 60,000 is a big number for her to be able to get to. So I really want to thank her and congratulate her for that great month again. All right, so second place finisher goes to Jasmine. Jasmine's not in this meeting, but she celebrated her birthday month with a solid 50,000. So she is a queen of consistency, because now that is 11 straight months at 50,000. Okay, so 50,000 is a big goal, to be able to do it 11 months in a row. If she does it this month, which I have no doubt, that'd be 12 months, a whole year of over 50,000. So that's great. I'll also have a little award I want to present to her, because just yesterday, it was her 5-year anniversary. Okay, so this is a commitment award I want to present to her. Really means a lot, because you know, I mean, sometimes I really think long term, and I always feel like, oh, 1 or 2 years is like not that long of a period of time compared to your whole life. Like it's not like that big of a sacrifice if you have 1 or 2 years. It's just like, time flies and stuff like that. But 5 years is, it's a considerable amount of time for her to commit to and for her to grow into. And I'm really so proud of how far she's come during those 5 years, becoming a mom, being a great mom, great, wife and mom, and, helping us bringing Jaylene and just a lot of things, and then just consistent sales results. I mean, there's so many things we could go on and on, but it's just an opportunity for me to just thank her. And just, want to share you guys a story since Laura's here. When she first introduced me to jazz, I interviewed her, and right after the interview, I was like, "Thank you, Laura," like because I already knew like she was gonna be a winner. So she proved me right, and I want to really thank her. And last month, no different, second place finisher. Let's give it up for Jazz. So, these silent claps. All right, and third place finisher goes to Blanca. I'm really proud of Blanca too. In January, the beginning of the month, and the first week, she had COVID. So she couldn't be here, but she still was focused and productive. She worked at home. She didn't miss a beat, and then finished with 44,000. Not more the sales number. The number I'm really proud of her is that she finished with 95% attendance, which is actually number one in our team. So we don't really expect her to be number one in attendance. But that's the thing that I always talk to her about, like, hey, you got to improve in that category. And in February, she did. So that's a great sign of things for her to come. This month is she's starting off not great too, but hopefully she'll turn it around and have a great month for us in March. So let's give it up for Blanca for third place finisher. All right, and then a couple people I want to shout out to is someone that's in our meeting here. It's Kalia. Kalia did 34,000 in premium, which is her best month ever. All right, so this is not an easy month to have your best month ever because nobody had a better February than January, except for Kalia. Okay, so that kind of shows to me that she's serious about this year. She's serious about getting to the next level. And even when the situation wasn't as great, she finished with 92% attendance. And anytime someone reaches a new goal, and Kelly has been here for 4.5 years, all these years, all these months that she's been here, February, that short month with all these challenges was her best month ever. It's just a great sign for things to come for her this year. And I'm just have no doubt whatsoever that she's a 40,000 plus agent. So she's on track for that. And I'm really excited about her rest of the year and beyond. So great job, Kelly, for having her personal best. And then also we want to shout out Diana with the payment contest winner for the 5th straight month in a row. Congratulations, Diana. She told me that she wants a little bit more competition because it's getting too easy. No, but I love the confidence, and she's also studying for her test on the 20th. So I'm really excited about her. I mean, right now, with Maria gone, it's just an opportunity for people to step up. She Maria, it's just anytime someone's been with us for 4.5 years, it's kind of a tough situation. She knew what she was doing, and she had a good attitude. She never gave me any problems. And just two of those things that themselves are valuable. She just never really brought enough energy to get the sales number to increase her income. So that was just how people are sometimes. Some people just have the ability to close sales and have the energy, or is sales driven and they could make more money here. And that never really happened for her, so it was kind of unfortunate. But I did try my best. I did commit to her career. I tried my best. So when things didn't work out, maybe, who knows, with her situation, it may in the future. That door is definitely still open for in her situation. But nevertheless, there's a little bit of opening for somebody to step up into a role where I want people to step up. So um, three of you guys obviously were here last month, really kicking it hard, really hitting it hard for us. I really appreciate it, because that's the type of effort we're really going to need for March. Because as you can see, we're a little short staffed these last 2 days. I was like so like hungry to like have like a great month. This is my birthday month. I was like, this is gonna be the best month ever, and not getting off to a good start yesterday. But sometimes when things aren't going well, I need to flip it and say like, okay, these are the people that are here for me. And the appreciation even gets deeper when some people don't come through, and I say like, oh, these are the people that do come through. And instead of like feeling sorry for myself, I'm happy that you guys are here and working hard for me to start this month here. All right, so what do we guys think we have to do to turn it around, you guys think, this month? Where's my pen?
Be here 100%.
Yeah, let's start off with attendance. Thank you, Kalia.
Welcome.
Yeah, we just had to be here. So I think that's a good place to start. So being here, working Saturdays, being here on time. I think sometimes, I think in January, sometimes, I'm not sure it's true for everybody, but sometimes you get a great month and we kind of like have a little breather, and then get a little complacent. So getting back hungry and getting back to attendance is a great one. What about you, Laura?
More follow-up calls.
More follow-up calls? Okay,
Mhm.
great. Thank you. I think we're also gonna do more texting too. I think that helps. Sometimes that preparing lists and things like that is important. So I want to have you guys do prepare me more lists. So we're doing more text message follow-ups because that has definitely, because I just looked at the numbers in January. We just sent out so many texts in January because basically everybody, I was able to say Happy New Year's. You want to save money this year? And I just sent out a whole lot of texts, and I think that generated more leads than normal. And this month we couldn't really we didn't have a reason to text them, and we couldn't text them back to back months. So our text volume was lower. So I feel that that may have hurt too. But for you guys, is yeah, doing more follow up calls. That's great. That's only helps. What about you, Dana?
Maybe finding more people that want to be here and sell.
Okay, great. Yeah, recruiting.
Yeah, recruiting.
Thank you, Diana. Yeah, finding more people that want to be here and sell. I think that's a big ask. That's a very difficult one too, because no one's ready to sell insurance usually the way we do off the streets. So I think more of the same page that I want to be on you when it comes to recruiting is we just won't need some customer service help. Like yesterday was a lot of customer service, and we just need some support people who are here who are very humble and very coachable, and they want to be like, okay, right now I'm going to do customer service. Right now I'm just going to support the existing team, but in the future I want to sell. So those are the type of people we probably want to look for. Just someone just like you, Diana, who's motivated to sell, but is paying their dues and is learning the ropes and learning the system. So that's the type of people that I'm really looking for, and really, that was a great point, Diana. That's really kind of like my number one on my to-do list right now. So that way I can support you guys more with customer support, and then agents like Laura and Kelly, I could focus more on sales, which may be a little bit difficult to do this month. So this is great, guys. I love it. Because we're a little short staff. People who are able to have to have solid attendance this month. You know, let's just really focus on just being here, like Kelly has said, following up. Doing more texts, more calls, and just more activity. Like Laura said, it always helps. Then I got to do my part, and maybe you guys could help me out with this because I was gonna save it to the end of the meeting, but right now is a good segue right here. I have a bonus here that if you guys find somebody, they don't have to be licensed. They just have to be coachable. I think that's the number one word I'm looking for right now. Humility and coachable. Someone who has a long-term outlook of the career, not like someone who just wants a short-term job and just want to be in and out. Just someone who wants to be coached and really thinks of themselves as an insurance agent long-term. If you guys find me somebody and I hire them, it's $1,000 bonus right now. Okay. Now I already have an interview because I'm already doing my own recruiting. So if I find somebody, this is going to be over. So now's the chance. If you guys have somebody, to send them over. They don't have to be licensed. Pay $500 the first day they're hired. The second $500 after 60 days. All right. So that's something that is on top of mind. So you guys really, really brought three great points. I think that is it really for us to turn things around. This wouldn't be like short term, but this will help us out during the summer seasons when things do get busier. Okay, I was in a farmers meeting where it's like February. This is like farmers in general. January, February kind of slows down, it starts picking up, and then these are the peak months, which is like 6, 7, 8, 9, and then starting 10, it starts going down again. So according to their numbers, the summer season 6, 7, 8, 9 are the busiest months. So let's definitely be prepared for that. All right. And then I think another thing we'll add is marketing. Okay, like Laura said, we want to get more leads in there. So we're gonna finish. We're gonna have a video day. We're gonna do a great job there. It's coming out great. We just have to finish things up, and then we're gonna um, release those, and I think our lead volume should go up. All right, great. Thank you, guys. That was great. So now something I want to share with you guys. Okay, real quick, the ABCs of self-improvement. So we want to improve, right? And just to keep everything simple, I want to talk about the ABCs of it. So what do you guys think A is? Can you guys even see A? That's a C. A, what's A for self-improvement and personal growth? A word that starts with A.
Ability.
I was
Ability. That's a good one, but that's not the word I'm looking for. But ability, you gotta know what you're doing, right? You gotta be able to do what you're doing. Okay. So that is a great word that starts with the A, because some people can, some people can't, but ability is not exactly the word I'm looking for. What's another word that starts with A that could help us get better? And I've talked about it a few times before.
Like attitude, having a
Attitude, okay.
different attitude.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Attitude, you got to have a good attitude. So that is
Yeah.
definitely true. We've had a bad experience with someone who with a bad attitude recently, and that's just something that doesn't work out. Just the negativity doesn't work out. Having a good attitude, being optimistic, being thankful, having gratitude. Those are just it is important. But for this meeting, that's not the exact word.
Uh, assurance.
Assurance,
Assurance.
assurance, like assure,
Yeah, like to be.
like certain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, certainty, like assurance, like knowing, that's kind of like knowing too. And there's kind of comes with B, but this A word is also important when you don't have when things aren't going well, like something happens that's not good. Then
Appreciative.
appreciative is close, okay. The word I'm looking for is accountability.
Mm.
You do always talk about that.
Right? Why is accountability important, especially for a month like this?
You have to like acknowledge like your own faults to improve them.
There you go. Well said, Diana. Yeah, you kind of defined it right there. I think that's one of the things that happens when we talk about companies or agencies or agents that don't do well. A lot of times it's just they don't want to take accountability because it kind of sucks to say like, oh, I messed up here. Their insecurities can't take that. They don't want to hear that from themselves, like, no, it's not my fault. So they like to blame the other situation, blame something else, so that way they're okay. It's like, I'm okay, it's not my fault. But then when you do that, you give control to this other situation. You can't control that other situation. So you're actually not improving yourself because you're just giving up the control. Whereas if you say, oh, it's because I didn't do this or I didn't do that, then you have solutions. You have control. You say like, oh, okay, maybe, well, like what's a good example of an accountability situation that you guys could think of? For last month, maybe.
Like in general.
No, maybe like why didn't ourselves wasn't as good? What's like accountability thing we could say to ourselves?
Well, what you mentioned, like the attendance,
Yeah,
like looking back at numbers, like you see that the other month that we didn't have a great attendance, also our numbers were not as great.
yeah, there you go. So we could say, huh, maybe I should have been here, extra Saturday, or maybe I should have taken that day off, or maybe I should have. And things are okay, obviously, but as a team, we could have said like, hey, maybe that day I could have came in. Like for example, for me, I could have been like, oh, I should have had that video earlier. I should have known that was going to get a little bit older, so I should have had it ready sooner. Or maybe I should have been doing this training a little bit earlier. There's always things to talk about where we could improve ourselves, but always taking the blame is a great one. But we don't want to take too much time on that. We don't want to beat ourselves up like, oh, like I've really fucked up there. Like, that's going too far. But you don't want to say like, I had nothing to do with it. Because when you do that, you're just not looking in the mirror and you're not improving yourself. Because until you actually say, that's my fault, then improvement actually starts. Okay, so let's look at ourselves, audit our activities, audit our last month, and say like, okay, maybe that's why I didn't do well, instead of saying, hey, because it was that fault. Okay, so yeah, accountability is a really key, to be able to learn and adjust. All right, so let's get into B. What's the word I'm looking for B to help us get better? What do you need? You need to
Believe.
huh?
I don't know.
What's It's not the same B as last month, okay? It's not, don't be a little B. This is a different meeting here. I think someone said it. You have to
Believe.
believe.
That's what I
Yes.
said. I don't know.
Oh, that was Laura?
Oh,
Okay.
I was like, behave.
You have to. You can't. We're not. It
That's only me that came up to my head.
sounds like we're toddlers. Sounds like we're little kids. Like we're out of control. No, yeah, we have to believe in ourselves. All right, that's as simple as it sounds. Okay, that's a lot of times a difference maker. Yeah, I feel in some people, like some people just don't believe. And it's kind of crazy because I'm like trying to say like I believe in you, but they don't believe in themselves. It's like there's like a ceiling of how far they could get to. So let's believe in ourselves, because if you don't believe in yourself, you just have zero chance of succeeding. Okay, because no one's gonna believe in yourself. Like no one could try to give that to yourself. Like no one could give that to you. Like you have to. That has to come from within. So let's believe that we could do better. And sometimes that belief, just that goes a long ways. Where you feel like I believe I do better. I deserve better. So as basic as that sounds, let's believe that there's better things ahead of ourselves. Let's believe, Diana, you're gonna get your license. Let's Callie, believe you get to 40,000. Let's believe, Laura, you're gonna hit your next goals, because a lot of times when you really believe it comes true. All right, and C is really where I want to spend a little bit more time in right here. What do you guys think is C? Accountability, believe, and then you got to have
Confidence?
confidence. Love it, Kalia. Why is that so important?
Because if you don't have confidence, then how are you going to close that deal?
Yeah. No one wants to buy something from someone that's like, I'm not sure if you should buy it or not, but what do you think? Like, this is a okay price. You think so or no? Like, people don't sell policies that way, right? So yeah, let's talk about confidence, okay? Because I have seen over and over again, when it comes to sales, people with the most confidence always get the better numbers. Okay, so that's why I want to just have everybody here have more confidence, is because it's that important. So what are some ways you guys feel like you could get confidence?
With me, it would be like more experience,
Experience helps. What do you think experience helps?
because you know what you're selling.
Yeah, you know what you're saying. Right. I love it. And I'll tell you guys how other ways experience helps. What are some ways that people think confidence, how do you get confidence that are false, you guys think?
That are false?
Yeah. Some people think you get confidence one way, but it's not true.
I don't know.
I don't really understand.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some people think confidence it comes from what you have. Okay. People think, okay, if I buy material things, if I have nice things, that's going to give me more confidence. Okay. That's not true, because people with very nice things, you see a lot of times they don't have high confidence. Sometimes they do. That doesn't mean that they don't. Obviously, a lot of people who have nice things have a lot of confidence too. Okay. But it doesn't correlate exactly the same way, because some people have a lot of money but have low confidence. Okay. That could happen. Okay. So it's not from what you have, it's not from the materialistic things. Okay. Another thing I would say that some people think, this, if I have this, I have confidence, is like, followers and likes. If I have a lot of likes, if I have a lot of followers, that'll give me a lot of confidence. Okay. That's not true either. Okay. Some people also think it's only dependent on how you look. And we all know that's not true either. Okay. A lot of people, it's not based on how you look. That could certainly help, and we all want to look better, because that just makes us feel better. But that's not how it all happens. Another thing that is important for confidence is that it's not something that someone could give to you. It doesn't come from outside, and that's how people get mixed up with confidence. It's like they're expecting someone to give it to them from outside. People saying nice things about you, they feel that's going to give them confidence. Where does confidence come from?
Within.
From within. Okay. And I'll tell you guys how to gain that confidence. And it has a lot to do with experience, but it has to do with your own reputation. Okay. When you make promises, do you keep them or not? Okay. That's what it comes down to. When you make promises to yourself, I'm going to get up at 6:30. You wake up at 6:30, that's confidence. If you don't, your reputation is bad, because like I said I was going to do that, I didn't do that. So you don't believe in yourself. I'm not going to eat this. I am going to do that. And then you go throughout your life and you say like, hey, look at me. I said I was going to do. But you go through your life saying like, I said I was going to do that. I didn't do it. So next time you make a goal, you're like, you're just full of yourself. You're just full of shit. I know you're not going to do that because your own reputation sucks because you didn't do what you're going to say you were going to do. So confidence comes from within, from making promises to yourself and keeping them. Okay, so let's think about what type of promises we're making to ourselves, what we're saying we're going to do, and see if you follow through with that or not. And once you have a history of doing that, you have go through all these months of like, I want to do this and I did that. I was going to lose weight. I did that. I was going to be spend more time with the kids. I did that. I was going to make this much. I did that. I was going to buy this house. I did that. Pretty soon, these things are going to stack up, and you notice why some people have so much more confidence because they have the experience to prove to themselves, like, hey, I do what I say. Whereas you go through your whole life saying like, oh, I was going to do that, but I didn't. I was going to say I was going to do that. I didn't do that. You just go through your whole life. And the next thing you know, you just like don't really believe in yourself at all. Your own reputation isn't good. All right. And then another important thing is like when you make that promise to yourself and you actually do it, the important part is you got to like give yourself credit for it. That's how you build confidence. Sometimes you say you're going to do it, you did it, but you're still like, ah, man, just what's next? Like I didn't do enough. Like, hey, give yourself a little bit of credit. You did that. Okay. Give yourself credit. And that's really where confidence comes into play. All right. And then I'll give you guys extra one. Okay. D is deserve. Okay. So when you take a lot of action, you work really hard to say what you're going to do. Later, you put so much more work in, you know how much work you put in. You're going to be like, I deserve more than others. Like you actually feel like it comes in similar to belief, but like you put so much work in, you said you're gonna do, you start feeling like it's even stronger than belief. It starts to become deserve. Like I deserve more because I've been doing so much more, because I've been keeping my promises. And once you start feeling like you deserve more, you are gonna end up getting more. Okay. And that's why sometimes when people are starting to have good things happen to them, their confidence is low. They feel like they don't even deserve it. So they have a great sales month. They're like, oh, I don't even deserve it. And they kind of like self-sabotage themselves to have a bad month because they don't, their confidence is not high enough. They don't feel their self-worth is high enough for what's going on. So that's why confidence is so important. So when good things happen to you, you actually feel like you deserve it and you keep it going rather than saying like, oh no, this isn't right. Something's not right. Things are going too well. I don't deserve this. Okay, so when having confidence, take accountability. Okay, let yourself know what you're not doing right, learn from it, believe that you can get better at it, have extreme amount of confidence by taking a lot of action and keeping promises to yourself, and you're gonna feel like you deserve more, and that's gonna be truly the case. You are gonna deserve more. All right. So yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. A, B, C. I added the extra D for you guys. So yeah, January we were champs. February we weren't. February we weren't. Okay, so in March, let's make sure we're back to champs again. Okay. All right. So what did I leave out?
See?
Huh? C is confidence, Kalia. Huh? Did I forget anything about in this meeting?
Oh, the bonus money.
Oh yeah,
Oh
the
yeah, the
bonus money.
bonus
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
I was like, was that the recruitment one only?
yeah. You guys were almost about to let me off the hook there. Okay. So this is gonna be a team contest. It's a one-time special only. All right. What we feel like we should be able to do. We're off to a bad start because of tennis again, but our goal is what's our goal really is 350, but I want to just say we want to have our best month ever. So what would that be?
Over 303.
Over 303. Okay. If we do over 303, how should I do it? Okay, if you do over 303, I'm gonna put a little asterisk, but everybody gets whatever dollar amount we get. Okay, so we do 303, everybody gets 303. Okay, if you do 310, everybody gets $310. You guys get it?
Would that also include me, or is that only sales?
That would also include Diana because that's how
Okay.
important attendance is right now for us. Okay, but there's a little bit of so this is definitely a team goal. Okay, now there's gonna be a little bit of rules over that. Okay, if your attendance is not over 90%, then you don't get it. Okay, um, that's it. I think Attendance is not over 90%. Okay, unless your sales numbers is over 25,000. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, your attendance has to. The only ways you can't qualify is if you did 25,000, but your attendance is under 90%, you still get it. Okay, if your attendance is less than 90% and you didn't sell 25,000, then you don't get it. Okay, so that's $3,000 that I am hoping that I could pay out to you guys. Okay, and hoping I could pay out another 1,000 for somebody. So, just want to, I was thinking, okay, maybe I could just spend that in more leads, but I am going to do that anyways. So I just want to give you guys some type of team camaraderie. I want you guys to pull for yourselves. I think that's really important right now for us to stick together and to really like root for each other. That's super important too. So I don't do team contests that often, but I think this is a good time for us to like, hey, let's root for ourselves. Let's hope, people, and then 300,000, that's not easy. Okay. Cause, Laura, what's your goal for this month?
75.
75. I love it. Kalia?
40.
40. Okay. All right. So I don't want to put words into other people's mouths, but Jazz, she's probably, what do you guys think? Like 60? Okay. Blanca, let's do 65. Blanca, 55 maybe. People could go higher. Ale, 30. Okay. That's like one of her best months, maybe 35, but hopefully she's not sick right now. I'm really worried about her. Jay, she's done 30 before. Okay. Let's add that up here. 60, that's 100, 175. Wait, I need a calculator for this. When we did 300,000, that was absolutely incredible. I mean, Laura did 85,000, so that really helped us out. But add that all together is 295. Okay, and Jaylene is gonna come through with us for the 10. All right. So it's gonna take a lot of effort. That's her best month. That's close to her best month. Okay, everyone needs to do a great job for us to do it. And maybe if you get to 350, then that's gonna be something that's paid out 350,000 for everybody. So just want you guys to like, you really root for each other, really look at those numbers, hold each other accountable a little bit if you guys can, motivate each other, because I like to have team contests once in a while to get each other fired up. And Diana, you definitely included because we really appreciate what you do. You're definitely a part of the team. Taking care of the calls and the customer service. And I send you a bunch of stuff right now because I used to send Maria some stuff like sending you stuff like it's just getting to 300,000 is definitely a team effort. Like we just can't do it ourselves. So I want to love to see everybody get rewarded for that at the end of the month. All right. All righty, ladies. Let's get it. Thank you.